On, guys, now I'm going to be doing 2 wheat cent rolls. These are from the Cali Hoard, and I got these from Coins TV. The link will be down in the description below. Let's see what I can find.
Let's get this opened. Sorry about the camera angle, you guys. I will definitely work on it in future videos. Just right now, this is what I have to work with. Get these penny rolls out. Focus everything on the side. Actually, I want to flip a coin and see which one I open first.
Alright, I'm going to flip this coin. Say this is heads, this is tails, whatever I land, I'll open first. Alright, tails. I'll be opening this one. Let's get into this. Grab a tool from here. Now this is my first time ever opening a penny roll. I think it's a good time to start, especially with the wheat penny roll. Alright. Look at that. A few did fall out. Let's check those. Here we have a 1946. Here we have a 1952 D. Here we have a 1940. Here is a 1954 D. Here's a 1950. Here we have a 1952D. $1953D. Here's a 1941 D. Here, a 1937 D. A 1945 D. Here's a 1952 D. $1955 D. Here's a 1951 S. Put that one aside. Mystery coin. 1956 D. Kind of looks like it was cleaned. Here's a 1946 D. Here we have a 1919. Pretty rough condition. In the teens, though. That's what we're looking for. Here is a 1938. Pretty good condition. Here we have a 1957. Now, I saw on this roll, there is a really nice looking wheat cent here. So I'm hoping for an older one. We have a 1941. Here we have a 1937. $1944. Alright. This one looks older. Oh, it's not. 1945. Here we have a 1944 D. $1944. Here's a 1942 D. Here's a 1952 D. $1952. $1951D. Here is a 1958. Here's a 1947 D. Oh, this one looks old. 1920D. Here's a 1942. This one might be older as well. Yep, 1936. Ooh, a 1919S. All right, pretty good condition as well. That is awesome. Here's a 1957D. Getting real close to that beautiful looking wheat cent. Here's a 1945. All right, here we have a 1956 S, I believe. Here we have a 1953D. And coming up next is that beautiful wheat cent. Ooh. Oh, and it's going to be a mystery. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Look at that. All right, let's see this date. 1945. In this condition. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Right. Next, we have a 1951S. Here is a 1946, I believe. Pretty rough, but...
Here is a 1955. Next up we have a 1926. Pretty old, pretty good. Here we have a 1935. $1947. $1947D. $1944. Pretty weird colors. Next up we have a 1956. $1957. And last we have a 1940. Pretty nice for the first, you know, I mean, getting something like this, especially how old it is. Beautiful looking coin. Let's get into this next roll. Grab this. Just get it underneath there. Alright, let's start off with 1929. $1944S. $1944D. $1920. Pretty smooth. $1944. $1946D. Ooh, this one's very smooth. 1921. Here's a 1940. $1948. Here is a 1944S. Here we have a 1951D. 1958D. Here's a 1950. Here's a 1958 D.
1951D. Could be older. 1944D. 1945. Alright, here's a 1917. Pretty smooth, but still an older coin. Here's a 1950. Still has some pretty nice color on it. Here's a 1946. $1952D. Here's a 55D. There's a 57D. Here's a 51D. $42D. Here's a 48. Pretty crusty. $1927. Ooh, here's a 1910. All right. Pretty smooth, but really nice. $1956D. $1946D. Here's 1944. $1958. $1956D. $1955D. $1946. $1945. Getting near the end of the roll. Here's a 1944D. Here's a 1945. Here's a 1940. $1941. Here's a 1951. $1957. 1946. Okay. 1946D. Here's a 1944. Here's a 1957D. Oh! Would you look at that? Huh. 1961 in my pennies, in my wheat cents. Oh, what a shame. 1934D. Here's a 1956D. Here's a 1945. And a 1954D. Just to recap, yeah, we got a 1910, 1917, 1919S, a 1920D, 1926. I believe that is a 27. 1927, a 1934S, a 1940, 44S, 50, 55, 51S, 51S, a 55, a beautiful looking 1945, and unfortunately we did get a Memorial 1961. You know, total, it happens. After counting everything up, I got around $44.84. If I wanted to sell them, I could probably sell them for maybe $30. I did pay 40 something for it, so in my mind I made $4, but in reality I probably lost 10 to 15 bucks. As that too, somewhere in here I did also get a Memorial penny from like 1962, which that's, I don't know if that's good or not. It shows that they are random, they're just scooped up, count 50 and put them in a roll, but you know. Anyways, the best find out of all was definitely this 1945. I mean, uncirculated, so 10 bucks maybe, who knows. Not a key date or nothing, definitely. I mean, 1945, but yeah, highly recommend getting a few rolls. I might even get more. Yeah, have a good one.